Hey guys, gonna take advantage of this brief time I have alone to talk about something that's been bothering me, something that I kind of need some advice on if any of you have gone through something similar. Um, as y'all know, my where I work at Walgreens, it's gone through ups and downs and just yucky parts and then not so yucky parts and you know um so here's the situation. So I worked last night, the night before Valentine's Day, and a lot we were super busy. I mean, it was insane. It was crazy. I couldn't even get started facing until like 8 o'clock, and we're normally supposed to start around 7, but we were still super busy with lines of customers. I don't know what it was about this year that so many people waited until the last minute, so to speak, to get Valentine's, and it wasn't just guys either. Um, normally it's guys, coming in buying cards and all that, and I suppose they'll probably get some of that today too for the really last minute people. Um, which I don't normally have a problem with. In the last minute, hey, who am I to judge? You know. Um, but my main issue, and this is what I want to figure out if I should bring to my manager's attention or if I should just butt out of it. So what happened is, we hired a new person, older lady. I'm not gonna give you her name, due to reasons which should be clear in a few minutes. But so she started. We put her mainly on the second register. She's really nice. She's really sweet and helpful, and she seems to be getting into the scheme of things. I mean, they had her working yesterday, and she was doing pretty darn good for the most part. Um, she just doesn't know how to do returns yet, which, you know, you don't know how to do returns right away. And so she sent somebody over to me to do a return, and that was fine. I mean, not a big deal. Um, but the problem is that according to the shift lead who was working, and again, I'm not going to give a name, but it's one of the ones that I get along better with. Although I am getting along better with the other one, so that's good. Um, but according to what this person said, this shift lead said, um, the new gal was supposed to work until close. She was supposed to be there until close because we knew we were going to be busy. And so she was supposed to be there until close. And the shift lead had promised me that I would be over in cosmetics. Well, I got not even halfway down the first aisle of my section facing when I got called up to the front by the new gal. And so I ran up there. I thought she needed a price check or something. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to be out of here at 8 o'clock. Well, it was 3 minutes past 8, and we still had a line of people. So I jumped on register 2 really quick, and I was like, get the line taken care of. And then as soon as we were done, I was like, I came over to her side and grabbed the chair that was over there because we have a chair that we can use, which is awesome because I just can't stand in one place for too long. And being as busy as we were last night, I would have been standing for too long in one place, and that would have been bad for my ankle. Um, so I took over at 8 o'clock. I didn't even question it because I was just like, okay, because I look at the schedule when I come in, but I don't. I try to look at everybody, but considering that the new gal isn't even like technically on the schedule, I mean, she's written in, but she's not like typed in like we usually do with everybody. So I was just like, oh, okay, she leaves at 8. That's fine. I didn't have a problem with that. And based on what the shift lead for the night had said, was that because we had another girl working that night too, and they said that she would be coming up front, taking over up there, and I could be in beauty. Well, that didn't happen, and I was upset about that because it's happened way more frequently lately than in the past recent months, and I don't know what's going on, and I don't know if I'm being, I start to get all panicky, and I start to think, am I being transitioned to being just a cashier? And so I was like, okay. So I was upset about that, and I even talked to him. I talked to the shift lead, and I was like, you said I would be over in beauty. What's going, what's going on? And that's when I found out that the new gal was supposed to be there until 10:30, and so I was, or after close. We basically give it an even half hour, just to be safe. Although last night we ended up staying until 11 o'clock, but that's because we still had to phase. And the main thing that was on our list of things to do was make sure that the seasonal aisle, the Valentine aisle, was straight and neat and all that. Because, again, today, I'm sure it's messy again already. But, so, I don't know. So, I was upset about it at first, but I didn't say anything, because what can you say? There's nothing you can do. And my shift lead was like, well, you have two, basically you have two choices. You can be up here or you can go home. And I'm like, okay. I'm just going to shut up and, do my job. And but anyway, so what happened, and then we talked later and everything's fine, and well, not fine, but it's like it it's like they were put in a bad situation by, because new gal just left. She didn't say anything to the shift lead. She didn't say anything about, oh, I need to go home, blah 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 blah. And I don't know. It was kind of weird how they were scheduling her, because like at least one day on the schedule, it was like this time to whenever, and she stayed for as long as to learn the ropes and everything. But that was like her first day or something, and then I think the next 2 days on the list, she was actually scheduled a time to leave. Um, so, I don't know. The problem I have is, do I say something about it? Because what I wanted to do when I got home last night was wait until today and then call work, talk to either Mike, who's our store manager, or Andrew, who's our assistant manager, um, and be like, well, what and tell them the situation. Because here's the thing, I don't know if the shift lead told them. And again, they should have. They should have told the higher ups what happened. That the new gal left. And it's not like I want to get her into trouble or anything. And here's the thing. Apparently, there's a rumor. And again, I say it's a rumor because I haven't heard from the person who supposedly said this. But one of our gals who works in the pharmacy, apparently has mentioned something about this gal, because she used to come in before she started working for us, and apparently, and I didn't catch all of the conversation, so I don't know really what the whole story is, and I'm not going to get into it here because like I said, I don't want to get her in trouble. I don't want to get, anything like that. But yeah. So basically, they think she's in an abusive relationship, or that she is in a controlling relationship, at least. Like I said, I don't know anything more than what the shift lead said that they heard from one of the pharmacy people. So again, I don't know, but if that is the case, then I'm assuming Mike and or Andrew, and maybe they do know that. Maybe they are made aware. Maybe they were made aware of that, but they made a mistake and scheduled her to work till close. I don't know. It's happened before. Not necessarily with the home situation being bad, but basically with the being scheduled in error, on the board or whatever. But like when I got home last night, I was still pretty mad, and I wanted to call work this morning, and be like, so and part of it is I get afraid because, I mean, even staying until like 11 o'clock last night, we were not able. I mean, it's like the other gal focused mainly on working on the Valentine aisle, and I tried to get, I got like the first two aisles done up front, and I got about halfway up the main candy aisle. But that's it. That's all I was able to get done, and kind of tidy up the front, Again, the front, and what I mean by the front is like the wall, starting with where the cigarettes are and going all the way down to photo and stuff. And that's fairly easy, It's like all you really have to do is pull some stuff forward, and I kind of straightened up the impulse section, the section with like the candy bars and the gum and stuff like that. But I mean, we even had a gal come in at 9:59, and I was like, well, ma'am, we close in 1 minute. And she was like, oh, I know right where one. I just gotta grab one thing. And then, of course, she doesn't show up at the counter with just one thing, but whatever. And so, we got her out the door, got the doors locked, and then the other gal went back to facing, my other worker went back to facing the Valentine aisle, and I did what I could. And also I have to do, because we have like a box, we have like 2 boxes, one for like go backs, which is just if things, if somebody decides, oh, they don't want something, I put it in one box, and then I just put that back out on the floor at the end of the night if I'm working up front. And then we have what's called 1506, which is stuff that's damaged, been returned, but's been opened, that kind of thing. And so I got that taken care of, and I straightened as I could. But I don't know. I don't know if I should. And the more I'm talking about it with you guys, the more I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just let that go. Because technically, my shift lead from last night is supposed to say, hey, this happened. And again, part of it is I'm just scared because I always write down everything that I do. I didn't even have time to write down in the notebook that's kept up front. And here's the other thing. I don't know if anybody even reads the notebook anymore. Because it used to be a huge thing. And it used to be a thing where, if you do anything up front, you write it down. Or if you do anything beauty, I always wrote down, whenever I was in cosmetics, I always wrote down every single thing I did. And part of that was because of our previous assistant manager, who I knew I had to write everything down, otherwise she would be like, you didn't get this done. You didn't do this properly or whatever. So it was to cover my own back. So, but yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think I probably shouldn't say anything. But, shouldn't, go out of my way to, call in and say, this is what happened. But at the same time, if they ask me tomorrow why stuff didn't get done, I'm going to be like, well, yeah, this is why. We were super busy and we lost the new gal around 8 o'clock. And that was the other thing. It was like when my shift lead mentioned what he'd heard, I started to feel bad. I started to feel like, oh, well, I shouldn't complain now because she's got a bad home situation. And I understand that. And it's like, if it's as bad as I'm thinking it might be, then yeah, then yeah, she needs to leave, but the thing that bugged me is that she didn't even say anything, she didn't say anything to the shift lead, as far as I'm aware, because, they came up later to me, and they were completely unaware that she'd gone home. So, and that's what I have a problem with. It's the fact that, and I understand if you're in that kind of situation and you have one person, who's trolling you and being like, you need to be home by this time, blah, 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 I want to hear any excuses. But say something? Say something about it? Say something to our assistant manager or our store manager or whoever does the schedule now. Say, hey, I'm really sorry, but I have to leave. I mean, that's happened before. We've had people who, like I said, we've had errors in scheduling before. We've had people, go to the manager, whatever, be like, I got scheduled to work until this day, this time. I'm supposed to be out at this time, Or even if she was scheduled until close and she knew about it, I mean, I can think of multiple reasons why this would have been an issue. Maybe she didn't know. Maybe she didn't read the schedule. Maybe she just assumed that since she was new that she could kind of make her own hours or whatever. And I mean, I'm not blaming her necessarily, but I am saying she could have handled it a lot better than she did. I mean, what she needed to do was talk to the person who was, because, and this is going to sound a little petty, but if I had known that she needed to leave, because I went up there at first and I had no problem. I was just like, that's not a big deal, It wasn't until later when I found out I was going to be a friend for the rest of the night that I had an issue. But you guys know about that issue. I've talked about that before. But I don't know. I guess I could say my issue is why didn't she say something to, and I don't know. It's like, we had a gal also a while back who we had issues with scheduling her, and she basically said that, I mean, she came right out and said, my husband won't let me work more than this amount of hours. And she was like, and I do remember one time in particular where because she was originally scheduled to work nights, and then she couldn't work nights because her husband got a job working nights, and they had like a little kid, and it was like somebody has to stay with the kid, and totally understand that. But, it's like at least we were informed about that, Whereas with this other gal, this brand new gal, it's like none of us were informed. None of us, as far as I'm aware, were told that she needed to be out of here, out of there at 8 o'clock. And like I said, I went up there at first just thinking, oh, okay, that's when she's scheduled till. Not a problem. The other gal who's working with us will take over for me when, and whatever. And that didn't end up happening, and, sometimes you gotta suck it up and be like, okay, well, that didn't happen. And I'm not necessarily mad that we were busy, and I'm not necessarily mad that I had to stay up front, although I was mad for a little while. But it wasn't, how do I say this? It wasn't as bad, I got through it. I could handle it. And then I got as much of my other stuff done as I could. So, I mean, that's not necessarily the issue. Although I'm still a little disappointed in our shift lead. basically thinking that they lied to me. But again, you know, well, and like I said, the time that that person said, "Oh yeah, you'll be in beauty," blah 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 blah. It's probably thinking that that the new gal would be up front, or that we would be able to be like, "Oh hey, I gotta go do this. Carrie, will you take over?" Blah blah blah. Kind of a back and forth kind of thing. I mean, I can understand that. I don't know. And again, I'll get over it at some point. But it did really hurt at the time. I was just like, wow, okay. Well, I guess I'm staying. I'm not happy about it. But yeah. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I say something about it? Because here's the other thing. I don't want. Because, like I said, I didn't even get a chance to write in the notebook what I did. Not that I don't think anybody ever reads that notebook or anything. But, I don't know. You guys think I should say something? Do you guys think I should be like. And the problem is that part of it is rumors. Like third-hand rumors. Like the shift lead heard it from somebody, and then I heard about it. So it's like I don't know what's true and what's not, and I don't know if the new girl said anything to when she was hired. About, oh, by the way, I need to be home by this certain time because otherwise, and she doesn't even have to say what. She doesn't even have to say my husband will be mad or anything. She can just say, I need to be home by this time. And, and that's fine. But the thing that bugs me the most is that she didn't even say anything. She's called me, apparently. She's called me up front. Well, apparently, she asked the other gal who'd been working that night, the gal who'd been tidying the Valentine's aisle, and she asked her first. She was like, "Were you gonna come up here at 8 o'clock?" And the other gal, the gal who I work with on Wednesdays and stuff, was like, no, I'm supposed to be over here and doing this. Or, why? And, and that was when the new gal was like, well, I need to leave by 8 o'clock. And so I can't remember, and again, secondhand, but I can't remember if she said I need to leave by 8 o'clock or I'm scheduled till 8 o'clock. And so, and then, the other gal who I normally work with was like, well, you need to, I don't know why she brought me into it. It's like, you need to, yeah. I think what she said is you need to get Julie up front, or, and you need to talk to our shift lead about it. And apparently she didn't talk to the shift lead at all. She was just, she called me up, and I went, and I had just, and this was just after 8 o'clock, I had just started facing the beauty department. It was my first chance to even attempt to. And I got called up front, and was just like, and it was just like, okay. And like I said, at the time I didn't think anything about it. I was just like, oh, okay, I'll be up front for a little bit, and then the other gal would come up and take over for me. That didn't happen. So it was just weird. It was just really, really weird. And I was just like, okay. Um, but yeah, I kind of want to say something just to cover my own butt because I don't want Mike and or Andrew thinking that I goofed off, because it definitely was not the case. And it was not my fault that the cause department didn't get faced last night. And so, again, so I don't know. That leads me into my current predicament. Do I say anything? You know, I'm probably not going to call in like I was originally going to. Mostly because that's not my job. That's supposed to be something the shift lead would do. And again, I don't know if that person has said anything. I don't know if that person would say anything. Or if they would take the rumor that they heard and be like, oh, we got, you know. And again, that's fine. You know, that's fine. If she needs to be protected, you know, we'll do our best. But I think my problem is I want to go over and above what my authority is. Because I do have some authority, because I am most of the time the person who is working in the beauty department. I'm the one who's doing things. I'm the one who's putting up displays. I'm the one who's stocking. I'm the one who's tidying up. I'm the one who's, you know, doing all this. I didn't get a chance to do any of that last night. So I don't know. I'm kind of like, and I'm kind of trying to tell myself that I don't need to do this. But at the same time, I don't want to get into trouble for not doing my job. You know, and really a lot of that has to do with Mackenzie, with our past assistant manager, and the fact that she tried to blame me for pretty much everything. Or at least that went on over there, and, you know, that she tried to get me away from the beauty department. And I kind of feel like the same thing might be happening, since, one of the other newer gals, because she's actually, like, moved in with the beauty consultant and the gal who I've not gotten along with since day one, which hasn't been my fault because I have tried to get along with her to no avail. So, and I don't trust her because times that she has been nice to me end up backfiring in my face. So I don't trust her a bit. So anyway, but yeah, so and again, you know, a lot of it is the recent past. But it's recent past, so it's not like this is the way things were at my old store and now you need to learn this way, you know, and we do things differently over here, which is fine. But, you know, it's just, I don't want to be blamed. I don't want to be roasted over the coals or get written up or whatever because I didn't face the whole entire front, minus the Valentine's aisle. And, you know, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get in trouble for, you know, and that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that the shift lead is not going to tell the whole story, that they're not going to be like, you know, not going to have me and the other gals back, or I have the other gals back, because they seem to get along fairly well, but again, that's a whole other story. And that's the thing, I don't know who I can trust over there. So it's like, do I say nothing? Or do I, like I said, I'm not going to call in. But what I'm thinking about maybe doing is grabbing our store manager or grabbing our assistant manager tomorrow and being like, hey, just in case you had questions about what happened, Valentine's Day Eve, here's my take on the situation. But again, I don't want to, and I shouldn't have to, try and get into a position of authority there, because technically I don't have to worry about that, or I shouldn't have to worry about that. I do still worry about it because, like I said, because of the past, because what happened with Mackenzie, and because I still don't feel like I'm part of the team, but whatever. I mean, and I can say that, I can say whatever, but it does still mean something to me. It does still hurt a little bit that I'm not considered, that it's not, when we have the meetings, when we have the big groups, I'm not invited. Or, it's like nobody says, oh, we should tell Julie what happened, or whatever. Anyway, but yeah, so, I don't know. Leave your comments down below. I really want to hear what you guys think about this. Should I say anything tomorrow when I go into work? Or should I just let it go and just, like, nothing, I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on if the shift lead said anything. If the shift lead did bring up that the other gal left early. And again, like I said, she may need to. I don't have a problem with that. However, do have a problem feeling taken advantage of. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. But anyway, I have a day off today, as you guys can probably tell. I need to get going, though, because I need to make my bed and get online and do a little bit of exercising and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so anyway, thanks for letting me get that off my chest. Again, leave your thoughts and comments. I want to hear what you guys think. I kind of want to pick your brains a little bit and be like, I might also post on Twitter too, if I can figure out how to link my Twitter to my YouTube without it putting up there every time I like a YouTube video. I'll do that. So, anyway, have a great day, guys. I love y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.